Hello everyone, welcome to Insilico, a grand, almost decade-old sci-fi city that unfortunately is looking to be closing down at the end of the month of October. And I decided, I've been putting this off for a bit, because, I don't know, I've had other things I had to do, but 6 months ago it almost closed down without me even having a chance to do a video on it then. So when I first heard the news now that it was going to be closing, and it's basically closing for me in a week, when I upload this it'll probably already be closed unless something else happens for it. But in any case, I'll be splitting this into two videos, and I'll be traveling around Insilico. There's 4 regions to it. There's Central, South, which those two will be covering in this video, and in the next one we'll be covering East and Southeast. With Southeast, I believe, is the newest region, because I honestly don't remember Insilico being in a complete square shape like it is. Now, it used to be like, there used to be like an Insilico, I think it was north, or perhaps it was west, but those two are gone. So here we are in Central, and basically what Central is for a good portion of it is this shopping plaza area that would be going through and just taking a look at everything around. A lot of places seem to be emptying out. Don't know how long that's been going on for. Probably within the last 6 months with the article that just came out recently about Insilico's closing, is that they didn't have enough funds to actually cover anywhere near the amount that they needed to keep the 4 regions going. So and for the most part we'll be looking at the shops in this region. For some of the shops I had to de-render some of the stuff in because it was a bit risque for my taste. Other than that, everything else is here. And after we're done with the plaza, we'll be looking around the outskirts of this region, which there is some stuff around. You can actually see the crossing over to east that way, which we'll probably be taking that way when we get over there in the next video, perhaps, unless there's another way in south. And one of the reasons that this place is really known is that it's well put together, and it does give off the feeling of an actual city, which a lot of places don't tend to do. You have a lot of the buildings and skyscrapers around you. Look up and you just see skyscrapers and everything around you, which I think those are just sort of placed around in region to make it look more compact and full. I don't think there's actually any sort of incorporated outer region stuff. This is all in region as far as I know. Nothing up here. And you can see some of the gritty streets filled with litter and garbage and whatnot. I think the theming is something more along the idea of perhaps like a gritty cyberpunk sort of thing. To be honest, I'm not sure on Insilico lore, as I don't tend to look things up particularly for role-playing areas like this. Insilico is a role-playing area, which is that's usually the case for sci-fi sims. They do tend to be role-playing sims. You get a good view of a lot of the stuff around that way. And that's probably going to be the way down that way we'll head once we're done with the plaza here. See a house down that way. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to apologize. There's going to be a lot of text refreshing in this because, as most of the cases with a really texturized area, a lot of the pictures don't tend to like to focus much. So I am going to have to be text refreshing quite a bit. Presumably after Insilico goes, I assume that a good bit of this stuff is probably going to be up on the marketplace or at another sci-fi sim, more than likely. I actually have this helmet over here. I got it during, I think, like Sci-Fi Con 2 years ago or something like that. Or at least a version of it. New future, new hope, new you. Welcome to the world of new prosperity. Insilico. And yeah, it is sad to see this place going, because as I open with, it's been around for 8 years. Linden Labs has used it for at least one of its commercials, maybe several. So, unless particularly, which I doubt, unless Linden Labs steps in to take the control of the place like they did with the Galaxy, which I really assume not. They wouldn't, because the Galaxy was quite a different thing than a whole entire role-playing area like this. But, unless that happens, then yeah, it's going to be gone by the time this video comes up. If it's not, then I'm going to sound like a jackass. But, it doesn't really look like there's any shops down this way. There's like one, I think. Yeah, it's right over here. Take a look at that real quick. And I will say that I don't, yeah, this is the Elderwist, and there goes my graphic glitching again. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. This is the tiding fighting thing, which I think was that I used in another region, which is gone now too. That's another thing, I forget what it was. It was like the St. Michael, I think it was. I forget exactly. It was like the Mont Saint something. I want to say it was Mont Saint Michael, but I'm not completely sure. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't always cover, actually I don't tend to cover sci-fi areas much at all. I think the last place I covered was Limecia or Limecia or whatever it was, and that literally just upped and disappeared literally days after I covered it, and I have no idea what happened there, but I guess they just closed it. And I kind of feel like maybe I should go around and find more sci-fi sims, but we'll have to see. I've always been a little bit more fantasy oriented than sci-fi, but that's a nice little water thing right here. I keep on getting the graphical glitch, but it goes away before I can actually do anything about it, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but it goes away after a couple of seconds, and that's fine. Yeah, some kimono stuff here. Not too... I don't tend to see it around in places like these, but it's nice that they have a little bit more differing stuff than just, the regular stuff you'd see. Let's take a look at this real quick. It's kind of hard to tell because my frame rate's taking hits like crazy. But yeah, it's like a watery stream going down, which looks rather nice. And yeah, some parts of this, as you can already tell, it's going to be quite choppy, but sometimes it does smooth out quite well, so it's going to be come or go, I guess. I guess this would be a spacecraft shot, which is an interesting. It's like an interesting design that I don't usually see. You don't usually see the smaller spacecrafts like that. Usually you have these big juggernauts going around. This looks like it has space stations, perhaps. Yeah, whole space station. Though maybe it's just a prop. I don't actually know if you could live in it or not. Actually, it looks like, yeah, you can. 20 plus rooms. So if you see anything here that you like, then I would suggest probably pausing the video and writing down what it is and then checking the marketplace, I guess. Kind of trying to make the point of showing off each place's name, like right here, Liquid Mind, so that you'd be able to know where to start at least. As far as I know, 2 regions are supposed to go down at the end of October, and then the other 2 regions, I forget which ones, but 2 regions are going down like within the last couple of days of October, and then the other 2 regions will go down like in early November or something along those lines. So it is a bit of a, today for me it's 23rd, so it was a bit of a race to actually get over here, because I think the first set we're going to go, I think on the 28th, in the article it said, or I could be wrong on that, so it is a bit of a rush job for me to get over here as soon as I could and start recording stuff. And to be honest, it's really nice to be able to come here and take a look at Insilico, because I've never actually really looked through it, so this is actually fairly new stuff to me. I did take a little bit of a look through the plaza before I started recording, but otherwise the rest of the stuff I literally have no idea, really. The last time I looked anything at Insilico was probably 3 years ago. Here we have some apartments and some living quarters and underground segments. Not too bad at all. Living quarters is one I think I've seen before. Nothing in that one. Here we have some motorcycles and vehicles at Cybertech. So, yeah, I'm having this text refresh everything, unfortunately. Just something I have to do. And, some more outfits off this way. I think we're almost done with the plaza, so we'll be able to move on fairly soon. Yeah, this looks more like accessories than actual outfits, perhaps. Mechanical legs, or mechanical arms. Things of that sort. No, I don't actually want to get that, so... Bit of issue moving around, particularly when I guess I look this way. That's where all the frame rate drops are coming from, and... Okay. Sure, I'll be a werewolf in a cyberpunk city. That one's SYS. And I think that might be it. Yeah, I think we've been to all of them now. Very nice. So, we'll go ahead and leave the plaza now. And we'll do a bit of a search around and explore the rest of this region, and then head on to south. So let's go ahead and pick a spot and head for it. There is what looks to be a club up this way, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that first. And there are a few people around, so I think it may be more people coming over to check out Insilico like I am before it closes. And that is a massive spike right there. Oh, this looks nice. Insilico does have its own particular, I don't know what you'd call it, like style to it. I actually have an Insilico diner that I got from Sci-Fi Con of this year, and it does seem like Insilico has its own particular, I guess, like I said, styling to it, because I don't usually see things that look particularly this way in other sci-fi regions, so it is something unique here. Can't actually go through this door, I guess. Or if it's even a door. Pretty sure it's a door. Yeah. Okay. So, oh, okay. I think we have some apartments here, actually. And these are all basically compacted right on top of each other. Actually see a little bit inside of one of them right there, but the rest of them look like they're a bit more. I think they have like full tint on them or whatever it's called, full opacity or something. We have the Seven Seas restaurant way off that way, but we'll go ahead and take a look around this way for a moment. As there is some stuff right here. This looks like it might be another club right here. This one's a bit more, I guess, urban than the sterilized club that we just saw a moment ago. Area under construction. It says construction company, something like that. Let me see. Sam Bell and Clones Construction Company. You can see a little bit of below here of Insilico. And a robot here in a bar serving drinks, it looks like. Or soda, I guess. It looks like he might have like a soda or an energy drink in his other hand, I don't know. Hologram ant. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Seven Seas restaurant over this way. Looks like they have, looks like maybe dragons or something like that are, I guess it'd be like a hovering statue of dragons holding onto a sphere in the middle. I don't know. Oh, this looks nice. I think I remember a place like this the last time I came. Trying to remember. And I think perhaps we have to... That way goes... I'm not sure exactly. I want to say that goes somewhere else. Okay, that goes south. So let me go ahead and just take a look here for a moment. And I believe there was another road off of the plaza here that had a house at the end of it, if I remember correctly. So we're going to go ahead and take a look down that way first. Because I do want to cover everything I can. This is basically the last chance I have. Actually, I think there's a little bit beyond this before we head east, so let's go ahead and take a look down here right before we hit the crossing and see what's here. Looks like it might just be a road. Old soda machines. Yeah, this is just about where the edge is, so giant graffiti on the wall. In any case, let's see, what else is here in this region first? Where is the road I was thinking of before? Ah, it's that way, okay. It is a real nice display to look upwards and just see all those skyscrapers landscaped around. Looks like there may have been some sort of accident here. Looks like perhaps motorcycles. Actually, this is the way that comes. Okay, yeah. So this actually was the way we were heading, right off of the restaurant back up there, I guess. So we would have ended up back here anyways, but that's fine, I guess. Yeah, it looks like this motorcycle is just burning on the ground. Yeah, we'll be heading up south in just a moment here. This house right here is particularly just sitting here. Looks like a nice house though, that's for sure. It's not letting me in the door, but I can at least just look at the windows here for a moment. Looks like some of these inhabitants probably. And now we'll be heading off of central into south, I believe. Let me just check over here real quick to make sure this is what I'm thinking of over here. I'm pretty sure it is, though. Okay. Looks like a tunnel off to the other region, so that's a fairly nice little detail right here. Though the tunnel seems to have a bit of a leak. Region crossing. They even have lights on the ground to tell you where the crossing is. I can only imagine when this place is particularly populated. Probably might crash on region crossing doing it. And this tunnel is pretty just dumped on. Alright. So we are specifically in south now, which according to the thing also tells me it's the commercial district, so I'm assuming that this might be where people would go and do, I guess, like job roleplay or something like that. Because we already had the plaza, which actually had shops, so I assume this is something different. Looks like we have a small diner here. Now this isn't the diner I have though, the one I have is like floating. It's a nice little diner though. Twinkies. As in the future, you always need Twinkies. Yeah, the TV just seems to be showing some sort of emblem, I think. Alrighty then. Now available, cyborg food. It looks like they have, I guess this would be like a mall or something, I don't know. Doesn't seem like you can actually get through any of these doors here. Though you can see what's inside of them already, so... I guess they're just here to give off the idea of it being a shopping district, essentially. What's that on the ground? Do humans dream of organic sheep? I guess that would be a nightclub or something like that. Looks like it's just a prop, though. Aegeus? Aegeus? I'm not sure what that is, but it looks to be pretty prominent on this side of the district, so... Oh, we got something else written over here, too. What does a scanner see? Into the head, into the heart? Does it see into me, clearly or darkly? This looks like it might be like a recharging station or something. Rooms for rent. And I guess this would be some sort of portable eating machine. Road rumblers or ramblers? I can't tell what that second letter is. Oh, I could walk in. That's good. Well, some of these doors I can actually walk in, so Maybe I should start checking some of them again. Ah, there we go. Lots of monitors here, and there looks to be, I don't know. Sure, you'd sit here and maybe they'd do something to you, I don't know. Look at your memories, something, or maybe. Oh, this place has a bit of Halloween decoration to it. Actually, it looks fairly nice. Bit of pumpkins and ghosts everywhere. Actually, wasn't expecting that door to actually open, to be honest. Bats along the horizon. That's what it looks like with the bats hanging there. Fly away, bats. Aegis, this is apparently a medical clinic. Okay. Surgery, cybernetics, all that stuff. Oh wow, that's a very definite color change. Like, this is almost too bright in here when you come out, or come in. Biotech is future tech. Here's one of the medical wings. Looks fairly similar to what we have already. The beds and the IV. Ah, here we go. This looks a little bit more complicated. Guess they just throw you on here and these two mechanical arms do surgery on you or something. Oh, what was that? Let me go back for a moment. Got a full-on skeleton just laying there. A few more of these shops on the center. This region south seems to be a lot more just like a circle around than Central was, for sure. That's a lot of faces there. Clown graffiti over there. I didn't miss that. This looks like it might just be like an office or something. Or perhaps like a trading post, I don't know. Yeah, we pretty much circled all the way around again. There was I think it was like a shooting gallery off of this point here, and there's the clown graffiti. Yeah, I think there was a shooting gallery right here, which I actually did bring a gun just in case I had this chance. Well, I kind of assume it's a shooting gallery. Either that or a weapons store, but then I think everything you could buy is over in Central. There looks to be a transit. I guess this would be the transit system. I don't know if they actually have something automated here or what. Be pretty neat if they did. Is this the way down here? Oh, here we go. Little window here. You can see some fans running off, I guess, below. Insilico or something like that. Alright. And this was a gun that I got actually back when, I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, when Mad P ran the Green Mile, and this blaster was one of the prizes, which I actually like this blaster quite a bit. Even the mannequins blow up. Okay, I think that's enough. Go ahead and just put it away. There we go. And I'm hoping perhaps to find out where that, I think at the end there was a tunnel over at the other end of where we were. And I think that might lead up to where that transit system is. I'm not sure. That's the only thing I can think of. Because south seems to be pretty streamlined to be fairly straightforward, so... So I can see it going off that way, and I think the tunnel is off that way, so... We can take a look. We have to see what that tunnel is anyways. Just a bit unfortunate we couldn't get into this building right here. That door was locked. Pepsi. Usually you don't see literal product placement in Second Life Sims, but for here it actually works out pretty well. I'm just waiting to see a sign for Taco Bell. What's this here? Let me see. Yeah, it's like a vent thing, I guess. I don't know. Here was the tunnel I was talking about. I don't see the road, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. That spot's empty, whatever it is. Oh wait, maybe the road is right here. Let me see. In any case, I think I'll be stopping here, because I think that line up there signifies a region crossing. And I think, since we're either heading to, like, east or southeast, so that is the correct way anyways, regardless of which one I end up in. So I think I'll go ahead and stop things here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this first video on Insilico. We have the first half done now. And in the next video, we'll be covering the second latter half. And we'll continue our goodbye to a rather nice sci-fi sim. In any case,